Hello, or rather, shalom, and welcome back. I mean, whoever of you are still there, welcome back. Hmm. How lovely. How so very lovely. Like, so incredibly goddamn lovely. So I have no idea what happened. My internet just randomly disconnected. And my computer restarted. But actually what happened is that my internet disconnected, and then as it did disconnect, it was offline for like, oh, however long it took me, I was offline for. Then I restarted the modem a couple of times. The second time I restarted the modem, my computer also restarted. I don't know why, but I'm back. I am back to finish that which I have started, which is doing stuff that is probably and hopefully entertaining to all of you, delicious boys and girls. If you guys are still even there. I don't know if you guys are. Oh well. Let me tell you guys on Discord that this stream is up again. Then we can go back to doing stuff that we were doing. And hopefully people will take notice. And people start flocking in. And as people start flocking in, I'll finally be able to use my what was it again? My dog powers to possess the internet and stuff. Except that I have none of that. All I can do is like ask people kindly to return, but they won't. Anywho, Shadow, you said that it's Douglas's channel, but this isn't Douglas. That was Spiker. I guess I hosted him automatically. And Oni, Suplep, you're back with depressed moderator powers. Don't be depressed, Oni. Today is a lovely day. And even though my stream has crashed and stuff, we're still around, so it's a good day. Nothing's better than hanging out with friends that we like and enjoy. Nonetheless, now it's time we go back into our scheduled program, and that would be drawing Silas's drawing, which I said I would do. Which I hope you guys are also excited for, because I certainly am, question mark. Kinda worried now that my internet might crash again. It has done that before, it might do that again. With this internet, who knows even. And that is weird because my internet's actually pretty good. My old one was kinda spotty every now and then, it kept disconnecting. But then recently we got a fiber ESP showed up around here saying, "Hey, we just installed fiber in your region. Would you like some fiber internet for the same with twice or even thrice the speed for the same time you were paying for your non-fiber internet?" And we said, sure, why not? And then ever since then we changed to this new internet, and this fiber internet is so much better, and it's not as faulty as the audio one, but who knows, something must have happened because now it crashed so very hard, even my computer crashed. So go figure. Let's pretend this is a Kingdom Hearts character and their shoes are gigantic. I don't know why they have gigantic shoes, but anyway. And Sailor says, "Yay, he's back." And Shadow says, "Hi, where is the boy, Sailor Moon?" Not quite. It's just a random silhouette. This could be anything or anyone. So you guessed Sailor Moon. Sailor's your guest. Ryu, Uppercut, Whooperman, Superman. And Grizz. Oh, hello there, Grizz. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? How are you doing this fine Tuesday? They said that it looks like a Little Mac uppercut, and Sailor says, "Oh, Sora." Well, let me tell you, all y'all are wrong. This is Pac-Man. And Pac-Man has just got a what was it again? Let's give him super detailed hand just because, before we go back to our scheduled program. But anyway, sorry about that little disconnection. I don't know what happened, but for once in our lives, it wasn't Twitch that bugged out of me. It was my actual internet connection. I don't know what happened, but I decided to it was done. it decided it was done, and it didn't wanna have anything to do with me anymore, so it disconnected. But now it has reconnected and we're back. So actually Pac-Man, he is gonna be just flying upwards into the sky with his uppercut. His very slim body. I'm like, dog damn, look at this. But Pac-Man, he has a... Little do you know, because we only see him from like a top-down view, so we only get to see his head. But he has a genetic dysfunction. Like the poor thing, you don't even know. You wouldn't even know if I didn't tell you guys. Sorry for being a telltale on you, Pac-Man, but you have a genetic dysfunction. You have a gigantic hand and a very, very big muscly arm. Like, dog damn, where those muscles came from? How are you even walking around with such a thing? Like, dog damn, Pac-Man. But it's alright, that's why he... Actually, now that I think about it, it isn't a genetic dysfunction, it's just... You know, he has popped up so many pills, and those pills happen to be steroids. He has done a whole lot of them, and as he did steroids, he also gets also got a big muscly arm. Now he feels like a Resident Evil creature, but it's alright. We still love you, Pac-Man. Not gonna let your horrible disfigured body dissuade you from enjoying you and your games. There you go. And Cell says, "Oh, Sora," and Shadow says, "Superhero, Super Doug." And Gris says, "You're peeved at drawing on an iPad. What do you mean?" And either Wacom for the pen you bought for it, or Sketchbook for making a hard to understand program. Oh, I see. Doug, do you know how to draw on an iPad? I don't have an iPad. Never had. Never will. But I hear a lot of people saying that Procreate is an amazing drawing program for the Apple iPad. So maybe take a look at that. Well, let's open this one up. This is Protosalus. I was drawing a drawing for Salus, and this is where we stopped at. Salus says, "Pac-Man is going to kick you." He's not gonna kick you, he's gonna punch you. And Grease, you also said, "I am sure it is, but I don't have the money for it." Well, drawing on an iPad is kind of hard anyway, but Sketchbook, the Autodesk Sketchbook, is a very good program. So try to get a hang of it. It works very well, and I like it. I use it on my Android. Don't know if the iPad version is different, but I don't think it is. It still says Pac-Man goes full abomination mode. And then he says, "I believe the word is around rage. Roid rage." Shadow says, iPad is expensive and Apple is evil and bad. Don't say such things, Shadow. You don't know for sure if Apple is evil or just very, 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 very bad. And Salus says, "Yay, my boy." Yes, it is. It is a you, Salus. We have the we have the stocky Salus that I did and the slim Salus. The stocky version is like has bigger everything, whereas the slim has a slimmer, thinner arms, thinner body in general, and even legs I think are thinner as well. So I don't remember what you said exactly, but I do. Oh, damn it. That's not it. This is it. I do remember you saying something along the lines of wanting a let me go back on Discord and reread it. I have that good a memory, you see. The bulky one to have a slimmer waistline to give it more of a curvy figure, but not like a real woman. More like giving everything a bit more dynamic, to make it fit more with the cat-like antro aesthetic, and get the middle section, the waistline, kind of a curve going on. That's so you're not a plank, pretty much. Because if you were to look at Sailor sideways, you would see that this would be his head, this would be his neck, and then this would be his chest, and then this would be his stomach area, pretty much, and then his waist, and then his legs. So what I'm gonna do here with the back is make the back maybe a little bit broader and have this delicious curving here on the back. So the body gets a more anatomic look. Then you get a spine and some rib cages in here. So how do I do that, you may be wondering. Let me tell you, my little inquisitive friends, I have no flipping idea. Time to go and figure it out. Also, you ask for a tougher end of a tail. And I don't want to make it just like a lion tail with like just a little tuft of hair at the end. I want to make it more unique. I don't know if you're gonna go with that or if you're gonna be like, no, Doug, what the fuck are you doing? Stop ruining my drawing, no. But I think it'll make it a more unique. Like the end, as it goes getting closer to the end of the tail, it gets fuzzier and fuzzier until you have big tufts of hair instead of being just a big tuft of hair at the very end. I think it makes him look a little bit more interesting visually, for me at least. But then again, I'm weird as fuck, so who knows. Agriza said, as much as it makes you mad, you are trying to learn how to use, cause I can't take your laptop and regular drawing tablet with everywhere, and don't want to continuously drag around the sketchbook too. True. What is it that you're having difficulties with? What part of the whole thing? And one of four says, hello penises, vaginas, and other things. What other things are there? Well, I'm definitely amongst the other things. I'm neither a penis or a vagina. I am a dog. So there you go. And also, hello there, one of four. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Did you have a good night of sleep? I hope you did. Please tell me that you did. Even if you didn't, tell me that you did. I wanna know that you had a good night of sleep. Nasela says, yeah, I think right now his upper body is too boxy for you. I like it to have a bit more of a curve. I will make it so. Nasela says, yes, make it fluffy. That's weak. Is there a collection of sounds commands? Yeah, there is. If you type in exclamation mark SFX for sound effects, you will get a list of sound commands, all of which you can trigger at your own out of your own volition. And one of us says, Douglas, where did you find that quick sound? I don't remember. I guess I looked randomly on the internet and found it. Also, God damn it, goodbye box, goodbye bot. SFX, go. What? Is that not the command? What? Oh, it's SFXS. Because I'm a stickler for good grammar. And it's not one single sound effect, it's many sound effects. But anyway. One of us says, Douglas, where did you find that squeak sound? Randomly on the internet. I don't know if I found it or if only found it and linked me to it, but it must have been one of those random random sound archives on the internet. But one of us says, some dogs have penises, big red slimy slimy penises, and you have to lie, but you're not gonna lie. You're slept okay, but a bit stressful dreams. Oh no, everyone's having nightmares nowadays. What is that? And Grizzle said, I think it's trying to get used to a new program. Oh, I see. So, Sketchbook isn't incredibly hard. It just takes a getting used to, because there's a lot of stuff you can do on it because of the limitations of not having a keyboard and stuff. So from what I remember about Sketchbook, let me open it up on my phone here so I can see how and what it looks like. But one thing that Sketchbook does that is very interesting for most drawing programs is that the edges, the top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right corner, they have shortcuts assigned to them. If you double tap that side, you're gonna do something, and you can customize this. I like to have the bottom left and bottom right be the undo and the redo. So if I go and draw something, I can undo and redo. I like having the top left button be the change back to previous tool. So for example, if I'm using a pen, I double tap the upper left corner and changes to my previous tool, which normally is the eraser. So I can keep changing back and forth between them. The bottom right corner, I guess, is the switch colors. I don't know if it switches back to the last color used or how it works, but there is that. Then on the top there's like a few tabs with things. The only thing you're gonna need is the third button is the pens and stuff, so you can change from pens and then to erasers. I like using just one of each. One single pencil for drawing and the eraser, so I can draw, erase, and keep changing between tools using double tapping the upper left corner. Your shortcuts probably are not these, so you can go and set them up. The fourth tab is the colors, the fifth tab is the layers, and that's all you need really. The second tab is like tools and things you probably won't use so much. And on the very bottom in the middle there's a little circle. If you click on it, with the tool you currently have, you're gonna have like a little adjustment, which is thickness and opacity, and on the bottom an adjustment for color. So that's like a quick access to most options you probably will want to use. And there you go. Other than that, it's just digital drawing. Give your worst. And one of us says, "Oni, give me this quick." If you want, 104, I can send it over to you too on Discord. I can send just the audio file. And Chris said, even though you're supposed to be simple, you have tried for months. You feel like I'm drawing on glass. The tools are not the stuff you usually see on Clip Studio Paint. Oh yeah, the tools are gonna be incredibly different. You're not gonna find anything that works the same way, except for maybe the eraser. So there is a lot of getting used to. Yeah, there's a lot of cool sounds going on. And so says, "Sorry, dog, it's alright." It's not like I was explaining everything. No, it's not like I was explaining like the secret to eternal life and the universe and stuff. And 104, I would love if you send me this quick. Yes. Oh, please, and just remind me later when the stream is done, and I'll go and do that. So, Sailors, what I'm gonna do with you here is first make a copy, because that's how I work. I make copies. So if I end up fucking up, I have a backup. Instead of having a backup as a different file, I have lots of copies of layers within the same file, because luckily for me, Clip Studio is an amazing program. I mean, and it has never corrupted files that I can remember of. And I haven't had the problem of, you know, losing files because of any reasons. So as far as that goes, I'm luckier than your average doggo. But anywho. But I made your backs a little bit broader. Give it a broader shoulder. Too. Just a little bit. Not too much. Just a bit. In any case, I never really lost files due to most reasons, except for like a few months ago when my my hard disk drive failed. I don't know what happened, but it stopped working, and it was a 2 terabyte hard disk drive, so I lost like it was full. I lost like 2 terabytes of games and damn it, I lost like 2 terabytes of games and porn, and that's not very fun. But anyway, nothing that I can't recover with enough time and determination. So because I made the the upper body like real thick now, I guess I could go and stretch a little bit the lower body as well. Make it fit a little bit better. And also by making the lower body and the upper body larger, I don't even need to reduce the waistline to make it fit. It's gonna fit just because it's the only thing I'm not gonna thicken up, if that is even a word. And then you kind of get a slim curve, but you also still have this dead bod that everyone loves and adores. Gonna be a thick, curvy boy. How about that? Or rather, a thick, curvy man, or a thick, curvy cattle. Don't even know. And Nani, you have way too many points. Estelle says that sounds very smart, Doug. It is kind of not. It's not that great a deal for many reasons. One of the biggest reasons why it's not a good thing to go and do, creating layers, is because, or I mean, making backups of layers, is because eventually you're gonna fill up your computer. And you're gonna go and get to the point where, well, not your computer per se, the file of the drawing, it's gonna get uploaded with more and more and more of that, with layers. So if you're creating copies of sketches, that's okay, but if you're creating copies of like finished drawings, then you're gonna end up with a gigantic file that didn't need to be that big. So that's the thing, it's good to be careful with. Also, 1 of 4, there you flipping go. You get a squeaky sound, I sent it to you on Discord. And 1 of 4 says, that cough, don't die, Douglas. I will not die. But that is a lie, 1 of 4. I'm lying to you. I'm straight up lying to your face. I hope you can forgive me for this flat out lie that I just told you. I will die.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets.
Exactly. And of lies as well, because I just did. I said I wasn't gonna die, but I will die. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know why, but I will die. Well, the why, you know, in the big scheme of things, I will die because that is the way the world works. But on a smaller scale, I don't know exactly why I'm gonna die. Maybe it's because I was a very, very, very lazy boy and I didn't take care of my health and I kept eating junk food and stuff, and eventually one day I just kicked the bucket by having a bursting heart attack. Or maybe it's because something else. Maybe one of these days I decided, you know what, I'm gonna drink this delicious whiskey that they left around, and then what do you know, I ended up drinking the whole body and having some I don't know what they call it in English, like when you're going through a comatose state from drinking so much alcohol. Or maybe it's because one of these days I'll be so late for appointments that I'll cross the street without looking both ways. That might be the why. But who knows? I know that I don't know. And therefore I'm wise. According to some Greek philosopher, I guess, who said that I'm wise because I know that I know nothing. I think. I want to force us stop lying and thanks for the thing here. I mean, people can die from old age. Yes, they can also die from old age, so that is a possible why. The why I died is because I lived out to be 174. And then one day, you know, biology simply said, no, Doug, stop, you have been living for too long. People are not supposed to be able to see through 3 decades. You have seen the turn of the millennium, you have also seen the entirety of the 2000 and the entirety of the 2000s and the first half of the 2000s. You gotta stop living, and then the universe is gonna go. It's gonna send a hitman to my house and said, Doug, you have lived for too long. It's time for you to die of old age. Then he's gonna put a pillow on top of my face, press a silenced pistol through it, and go up, pop up, and then I'm gonna die of old age at 174. Because yeah, that's how dying of old age works. A man shows up on your house, puts a pillow to your face, gets a silenced pistol and goes pop up. And then old age happens. And Silas says, yep, that's pretty cool, I like that a lot more. And you also said, oh god, Doug is planning out all the possible ways, creating numerous dimensions of himself. I am not planning out the ways, I'm just listing possibilities. They may or may not happen. But now it has gone on record that I said so, so if I die because of one of those reasons, you will know that someone was listening to me and said, so that's how he thinks about going on. And so they're gonna try and recreate that condition that so I go off that way. And then you guys, I'm gonna leave this on your guys' hands. You guys are gonna be able to go off to someone who is investigating my natural death and say, hey, he had just a few while ago during one of his streams said that he was gonna go off that way. So someone may have been listening and tried to and killed him that way. That so it looked like a natural death, but they actually was orchestrated all along. He didn't die of natural causes. He died of being killed. Dun dun dun. And then everyone is gonna go like, what? Exactly, and the X-Files team is gonna start playing. Look at this! Sailors are such a bulky cattle. Look at that. Very big and very thick. Just the way we like it. Oni says that's why I'm waiting for a moment to spend the points all in one go. And Sailor says 174 sounds awful. If scientists found out how to renew the body to a younger state, it would be awful. To be super old, everything hurts, you are sick and all. Yeah, I mean, sure. In the future, we'll all be In the future, we'll all be young forever. In fact, I have been told that each year that goes by, scientists, or rather they, through research and whatever, are able to increase 1 year into our lives expectancy, or rather are able to revert 1 year of aging. Each year they kind of get closer and closer and closer to being able to, you know, extend your life expectancy. So it's gonna get to a point like by 2030, 2040, maybe 2050, where they get to a point where they can completely stop aging in an artificial manner. Like, if you start to age, they can do something that kind of returns some health to you or whatever, and then people will be able to live forever. In about 30 years from now, people will be able to live forever. Yeah, 30-ish years. And one of our quotes, he died of being killed. Yeah, that is a legit way to go. And Sellers said, I love that he almost looks devilish / demonic. If you can afford it, yeah, on the grand scheme, most people of this world won't be that old because they don't have proper health care, or money, or what to do with life. Like, I mean, the biggest reason for people to want to live more is because they have stuff that they want to do. But when they get to the point like, oh, okay, now I have enough money in my life that I can do whatever I want to do, by then people are normally old enough that they don't have the same energy to go back and do whatever they want to do. Now imagine if they did have the energy to go and do the things they want to do, so they would go around the world living and doing whatever. That's when we're gonna start having supervillains and superheroes. Just you wait and see. Then what's gonna happen? I forgot. I read a book about that. I mean, I read half the book. I didn't read the whole thing. But anyway, then when that happens, I mean, I guess people will start living and doing stuff until they say, you know what? Now I have seen enough. I have been all over the world. I have talked to all sort of manner of people. I have joined, been kicked out, expelled, and then joined the plus 100 years club. It's full of young people in there. Like, dog damn, everyone in the plus 100 year club. It's like, oh, they look like babies. All of which have already seen so much of the world as well. So even though we have subjects to talk about, none of us like has anything new to say to one another. Like, oh, I have been to the Egypt, and they said, oh, I have been to the Egypt as well. Oh, but have you been to the Greece? Oh, yes, I have been to the Greece. Oh, have you tried skydiving? Yes, I have tried skydiving. Have you tried then the scuba diving? Yes, I have tried the scuba diving. Have you ever tried the running? Rather, walking away from an explosion without looking back as a car or vehicle or something big explodes behind you and on a fiery blast, and you put sunglasses are going the opposite way of the explosion. They say, yes, I have done that like twice. What about you? And then you go like, yeah, I did that too, I guess, a few times. And then you realize that you're so super bummed that everyone has already done everything as well, so there's very little else for you to do in those worlds. So people are either gonna be like, no, but I try for a world where people are free of disease and shit, so they're gonna go live endlessly by doing research and stuff. So they're kind of like vampires, but this time they actually do something for humanity instead of just like creeping in the shadows and be like, let's wait. Let's just sit here and wait. They'll figure stuff out for themselves. We don't need to do anything. Anyway, what even am I talking about? Oni says I don't know what to do with your life. Well, how about you go and do me a hamburger? Dag damn you, I want a hamburger. Get me a sandwich, Oni. And Sela says, same Oni, just short time goals. And Oni said, cause it's just there, and you're like, what the fuck do you want me to do with it? I can't just do anything to improve it, cause I might mess it up. Sela says, nah, you won't, Oni. I bet you can achieve whatever you want to. Yes, such as making the best sandwich ever for me. I'm waiting for that delicious sandwich, Oni. And Sela's true, I suppose. Whoever wants to make me sandwiches, I'm gonna take all of them. But Doug, why you're gonna go and take our sandwiches? We made those sandwiches. Shouldn't we keep them since we made them and it's our own sandwiches? Why should we give it to you? And to that I have no answer, my little inquisitive friends. It's just because I want the sandwiches and you guys are so nice and you like me so much that you feel it in your hearts to give me stuff. Especially if it's foodstuffs. One of us is the Egypt. Douglas is all for grammar. Oh, you know it. I love me some delicious grammar. So, Sailors, you also had said that you wanted the horns to be bent backwards, was it? Was it backwards or was it like something else you said? Let me go on back and reread the little thing you said. Curved back or curled like a ram's horn? Curved back, sure can do. Shadow says that's not true, Sailors. I wish to die, but I'm still alive. Sailor says that's a pretty dark way of thinking, Shadow. I wouldn't say that that's a dark way of thinking. I'm saying that that's like playing chess. You can't go play like four or five rounds of turns of chess and then you see, well, things are not going my way. I guess I'm just gonna go and give up. Why? You could keep playing chess and see where it goes. Possibly somewhere along the lines are gonna learn a thing or two, and you're gonna be like, I did not know that. Now that I know that, I can use that to my advantage. Of course, you still won't have like all the time in the world to use that thing which you learned, but you will still have enough time to do something about it. Also, my dog, I forgot completely about this. You need the underwear. You can't walk around without clothes, Sailors. People grow very concerned. If they see a big bulky cat man walking around without underwears or anything, they're gonna be like, why is this happening to me? I have gone my entire life hoping and praying to all the dogs that I know that I would never ever see a big cat man without their underwear, but all my praying was for naught. Today was the day that it happened. I saw an underwearless catman going on, and you don't want to do that to them, to the poor people, Sailors, so don't do that to them. Go and put some, what's it called, some go on and put some underwear. So the people don't grow too concerned and worried and you know, bamboozled and stuff. And what else do we gotta go and do here? Adjust those horns in this layer, which is the head layer. I'm gonna create a copy of that as well. And now we get to erase the top half of the horns and redo them. Or just part of them. So I'm thinking we can have them curved like backwards. Something like this. Wait. Yeah, they don't start here. They start here. They can curve backwards, kind of like this. It's very slim. It's very little. Just a bit of a curve. Or I can like thicken the base of the horns a little bit, so we can make it like something like this. Something bigger, heavier, and more menacing looking as well. Something like that. Yeah. And Grizz says that sounds more like a mountain goat's horn. Now chess makes you depressive. What? Why would chess depress you, Shadow? And Grizz says ram horns are pointed, right? I have no idea. I would not be able to tell you. And Cyril says ram, like in the Aries star side. And Winifred says I want to see a big cat man without their underwear. Shadow says we all want to, and Cyril says Doug will come back to the without underwear part together with Wolf, but then not on cam. Sure thing. And Shadow says bulge. The bulge is growing, says 104. And Cyril says, yeah, I think I like the backwards more than the curly now that I see it. The backwards, so like he was before, and do like this. Just curved and stuff. Alright, can do. They look quite slim too, so they don't like get in the way of the designs and everything else. Because when I see those characters with like big ram horns that kind of curl around like so, I keep thinking, how do they look sideways, like left and right? There's a big ass horn in their sides. How do they see around themselves? Okay, so curved horns it is. Now for the next part is just like this, thicker, thinner, longer perhaps, like it goes all the way back and kind of functions like a back scratcher as well. And Gabriel, I like Gabriel, says Oni. But of course you do. Everybody likes Gabriel. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people do. And Sarah says, haha, if you make them too long, it looks like a Beelzebub. I don't know what a Beelzebub looks like. All I know is once I got in trouble for saying that out loud in a bus. I was talking to my ex about one of the many Shin Megami Tensei games, which is all about summoning devils and shit. I was talking to him about this and that monster, and Beelzebub was like the 5th day boss battle thing, like a huge fight you had to go through, and you needed to grind like shit to get to that point to be able to beat it. And I hadn't done that. I hadn't grinded enough, and then I got to that, and Beelzebub kicked my ass. And then I was talking to him like, I don't know how to beat Beelzebub, and he was talking, maybe you need this other demon. And then we started talking demon names and shit. And then, well, that was on the bus, and then someone around started yelling like, these infidels talking about heresy and stuff. And then kind of kept talking to us, well, not necessarily directed at us, but like out loud saying, these sort of people should not be able to walk the earth, and they should die already, and all sorts of like real mean things that you should not say to a 19/20-year-old kid riding the bus. But then he did not care. And ever since then, whenever me and my ex we were on the bus talking about, well, Shin Megami Tensei and other games of the sort, we started referring to demons as Pokemons. It was like, so which Pokemon are gonna... So I got to the 5th day, and this Pokemon here, it was in my way, and it was a very hard boss battle with that Pokemon. So this texture, I have no idea what it is or why it is, I just know that it is. And there it goes. Because, I mean, horns, they kinda do have a texture, but... So there goes. Now it's a big horned, hooved cattleman with a big bulge as well. But this time with an underwear, so that's so he doesn't scare people away. And Oni says Gabriel makes your heart go doki doki, and also makes your hoagie heart. And Sel says it's kind of a Satan devil, and Gris says Beelzebub, another name for Satan. Oh, so many names. And do not say it anywhere in a church or near a Bible thumper. Well, I wish I knew that back then. And Sel says, good thing I am not religious, I guess. I usually don't enter churches. Yeah, now that I think about it, I wonder how religion is elsewhere. Because over here it's like out of control. Anywho. Hello there, Wolf Rain 90. Welcome to the stream. And Wolf Morning. Or rather Wolf Afternoon, I guess. It should be like 4 in the afternoon for you. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. And what are we talking about? We were talking about this one time a guy told that I had to die because I was talking about devils and Beelzebub in the bus. And he wasn't any happy with me doing that. And Wolf says, is that your cat dad? Yes, it is your cat dad. He's very bulky. We decided that there was this slim version and this bulky version, but the bulky version looked like a plank. So he kinda put a few things here and there to make it look a little bit more appealing to the eye. Wolf said, oof, he doesn't scare you away with that. Oh, I bet he doesn't. And Grizz, you said, I think if you mention anything Shin Megami Tensei or Persona to a religious person will set them off because it has the name of religious deities and demons, no matter mythological, real or fake it is. Yes, I have learned that lesson. Which is crazy then when you think about it, because Persona, I mean like Shin Megami Tensei, the series, it really doesn't care. And I guess that the Japanese people don't care either. They're like, oh sure, religion exists and it is a thing, sure, but we shouldn't be afraid of talking about it. Not like we Westerners who are afraid that we're scared shitless of talking about names and make-believe things. And then it says, plus I can color for 500 good boy pounds. That you can. And Wolf, you said, my mom actually gave you a Christian rock CD because I listened to a lot of heavy music. And she was scared it would corrupt your soul. And that was when you was quite young, and Christian rock sucks, by the way. Does it? I remember there's this one gospel music that me and my sister we really like listening when we were growing up, but not because the music itself was like crazy good, but because the vocalist girl who sang it, she had a really good voice, and it was like, wow, you could actually feel the music. It was so amazing. Let me even see if I find this. Now I wanna see if I can find it. I guess I found it. Now to see if it is actually the thing. Let me pause this other music and play this music instead. Gotta get copyright striked. Can't go about without that copyright strike. Let's see if this was it. By the way, sorry for playing gospel music in your non-Christian strings. Oh yeah, it sounds just like a... Sounds just like Frozen, pretty much.
Uma nuvem de vitória está sobre a igreja. A previsão de Deus diz que vai chover línguas estranhas por todos os lados.
So the good part about this song is how powerful her voice feels or felt. But anyway, that's this song. That's the gist of it. It goes on and on like that for another 3 minutes. Not gonna put you guys through that. But it was very, 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 very cool, and that was the one gospel song we like to hear. Anywho, well, I hope nonetheless, Wolf, that your soul has not been corrupted and that it's still in one piece. And Tiger says, "Wait, who is this? That is Sailors, a new, what was it? A cat dad? Cause everyone got a lot of them cat dads." And Grizz say, "I think if you showed up Persona 5 to your grandmother, she would flip." Oh boy. Oni says, "I had a demon dream. I dreamed that Oze was in front of you and then was speaking in Latin and you could not understand. Then he personally told me, 'You're not ready for me.' He walked around and said, You're physically ready, but not mentally. And then slowly walked away, and you woke up freaking out, saying, "Man, I could have had Ozzy as a guardian angel." Oh, okay, that sentence didn't end the way I was thinking it would have ended. But anyway, that sounds interesting. As well as says, "Douglas, can you try for me how it looks if the tail is a bit thicker? Like all around, or just the just the base, the end, and it all around?" And Wolf said, "Oh, it has been, but not by music." And Sailors said that you corrupt Wolf every time we meet. Oh no. And yes, to reiterate my sentence, it's everyone's gotta love Cat Dad, but this one is not available. This is Wolf's Cat Dad. Also, how do I do this? Let's do this manually. Sometimes also let me go back to putting the royalty-free music. There you go. Can barely even hear it. Can't go about using transform tools to solve all your problems. Sometimes you gotta put your hands right down in the thick of it and get going. I don't want to make it too thick. There's only so much thickness a tail can handle before it becomes like a stops looking like a mammal's tail and starts looking like a lizard tail. So I made like the base a little thicker. I'm not gonna thicken up the floof at the end, or maybe I can go and try to make the floof go up, even though I didn't save this, so I might be doing up some fuckery. Anywho, how about more floof? It starts not so floofy and then it keeps, and it goes, and as it approaches the end it gets more and more floof. And it goes floofing up. And then at the very end you have like just a little tip of floof going on. Because I personally think it creates a very unique visual aesthetic that is pleasing to the eyes. And that isn't being used anywhere else, I don't think. I mean, not like widely spread and widely known. It's kind of like unique enough without being too weird. Because what really gets me miffed is when people said, "I want my persona to look super duper special and unlike anyone else's," and then they decide to go for colors, and people don't know how to mix colors, and it creates a monstrosity of color shades and everything that is a mess to replicate. Not to say that you can't do that if that's how you feel, sure. But if your persona is a mess of a color parade, kaleidoscope of patterns and colors and shit, I will have to go and say that I don't want to go and illustrate that. Because I know from experience that people are very particular about the colors and the patterns, and if I get like one pixel wrong, they're gonna go and say, "Hey, no, that's wrong, do it again." And I don't want to do stuff again. That's not the kind of life I would like to lead and live. Okay, so there we go. I think it looks a bit thicker, a little bit fluffier, and it looks so full of personality. Look at that. And Tiger said that cat dads are good. Acela says, "Yeah, I definitely like it. Like it that bit thicker." Yes, Douglas, that's great. Well, that's good, and I figured it out. And Wolf, you said more floof the better. And Tiger, you said that you got a good floof on yours. It took so long to figure out your colors. Like he was messing around with colors, seeing how they match and if they look good together. Oh, but would you look at that? In the end, you got something that really works out and really looks good. Because dog flipping them, do some people go for crazy shit. And Shadow says, great, I forgot how to draw arms. It's not too hard, Shadow, just draw like 2 sticks shooting out of the character's upper body. And Shadow says, I am already super satisfied with how it looks right now, but one thing might make it fit you more. Could you make the face a bit less angry? Of course I could. It was actually less angry before. I just make it more angry because I thought when we were talking and discussing things. What is this layer? Oh, this is another layer that has nothing to do with that layer. You said you wanted something that looked fierce but fluffy at the same time. So you got a lot of fluffiness, a lot of cuteness, well, not cuteness per se, but a lot of fluffiness going on. But to give it a fierce look, I wanted to make the eyebrows thicker and the expression a little bit angry, so I can make the eyebrows a little thinner, not too much, just enough that it doesn't look like you're ready to rip someone's throat out. And take out these little things that I added beforehand. Some kind of like eye bags underneath the eyes. I don't know what those are called, because the way I go about here, it might seem like I know what I'm saying or what I'm talking about English wise, and not so. I don't know half the things I'm saying in English. So if I am saying anything that sounds like a coherent sentence at all, it's already a miracle. And I had put up this kind of wrinkle here on the corner of the mouth, but I guess we can take it out and soften up a few lines here and there. And there we go. You still look a little bit fierce, but not as angry. I guess it works. And Tiger says, very happy with them. Oh, that is good then. Because I am also happy with with your colors, because they're not complicated to draw. And Wolf says, angry is your thing, not Sailor's. And Oni says, same bin, and depressed and slight smiles are your thing. And Sailor says, cat looks fierce in general, I guess. Not quite. Some of them kind of look like they're just kind of not necessarily fierce. They just look like disinterested, like they're bored or they don't really care. I might even go as far as to say apathic, but anywho. So as I said, snobby cats. Maybe. But anyway, how does this look, Sailors? A little bit less angry. I think it looks good. Also, there's a couple things here that I did that are also kind of custom made, which is the ear. Instead of doing normal cat ears, which are normally round, I did them round, but also added a little tuft of fur to the end, kind of like a lynx's ear. So you get a more pointy quality to the. Get a pointy quality to the ear. You get this pointy look that isn't exactly pointy. And also since its fur looks a little bit fluffy, while it's still looking somewhat menacing. I think it works. And Silas also says better. And how does it look if you make the eyes more catty? And Tiger says snooty cats. What? And I think it looks okay. I had already made the pupils as cat-like as I was daring to go. You can make them more, but I find that if I go true cat-like, it might not look as good. Or maybe it does. Maybe it's just my personal preference that cats have round eyes instead of having those what do they call it? How about that? There is a term they use for this for thin pupils. I think it's slit eyes, I guess. Hard to say. I think it looks true cat-like, and sometimes, well, not that cat-like is a bad thing, but it looks like, you know, looks slightly villainous in a way. But then again, that's not a bad thing. Nowadays we live in the age of subversion, so it's all about getting all the expectations we had from past years and subvert it and make it into something else. And Sailors, you do actually like it more like this. Okay, so we're gonna keep it like this then. Lovely. I think that otherwise everything else is okay. It's good to go. So you got your curved backwards horns, the spiky, well, pointy ears, big hair. Could have made it bigger, could have made it a little bit more stylish. I kind of went with with something of my own, like a big hair flowing back, but instead of just making the hair kind of flowing back, I wanted to add a little spin to it and make it more unique. So we had I don't know the word for this. A little tuft of hair to the side here, another tuft of hair coming from the back and just going sideways to the front, and then one of the tuft of hair that would just like this one that is to the side. This one would have been to the side as well, but instead it kind of goes down a little, then it's stuck behind the ear and goes around. Then we have some loose hairs that are kind of just laying there as well in front. Also, we could have gone and make this forehead a little bit smaller. So I don't know if you have anything in mind for the hair. I kinda did this. I think it looks okay-ish, but if you have any ideas, I'm all ears. And then, yeah, stocky and bulky enough, body-wise. Not like anything too exaggerated, I don't think. It looks like anyone you could come across in the streets, like, normally. And that's the best kind of characters, I think. When they don't look like impossible to exist, when they look like they could actually exist and show up at any given time. And Silas, you will send me something on Discord. You do have an idea. Oh boy. Ideas are what makes the world turns, you know. And by turn I mean like the machinations of man turn, not necessarily the world, because the world is already turning. Because the right term would be rotating, because the world is revolving around the sun, and you get what I mean. So Tiger, Blue Tiger, did you talk with someone when you was coming up with your character, or did you just kind of did it on your own, and then when you had all the idea in mind, you send it over to an artist and say, hey, do this? Okay. And so says, dang it, I don't have that picture anymore, it seems. Do you know what I mean when I say you put a little ponytail on top of the open loose hair at the back? Wait. At the top of the open loose hair at the back, you usually wear your hair like that if you don't want to have it up on your face, but you still don't want to bend the hair up. Okay, so I can interpret that like many ways. So it says like only a bit of the hair is in a ponytail, so it can't fall into your face, and the rest is still loose. Oh, I see what you mean. I think I see what you mean. So let me go up here, create a new layer, just so I can illustrate that. So what you mean is that, say for example, there's a face here, and you have, so instead of having like hair kinda crazy on top of the face, you have the long hair pulled backwards, very Legolas-ish, and all the loose hair that would be in front of the face, you kinda pull it backwards just to a little ponytail here with just the loose hair that would normally go and be on the front of your face. Something like that. But the loose hair gets tied up, but the rest of the hair is still completely loose. Flowy and very L'Oreal. Something like that. Because what I was thinking you meant beforehand was something different. Beforehand I thought you meant something kinda like this. Like the hair tied up here. But when you said little ponytail, I thought you meant kinda like your hair isn't like loose. It is loosen up, but then it comes all around back up, and you tie it up in a kind of a, they call it a samurai knot, so you tie up your hair in a little samurai knot. So you have very long hair, but it kind of goes down a little bit, and it goes back up, and it gets tied. That's what I thought you meant beforehand. So this is what you meant. And Sela says, yeah, exactly, that is exactly what you meant. What you mean? Haha. See? I'm amazing as an artist, and as a listener of people. And Tiger says a bit, most of it was on your own. You figure out body type, colors, hairstyle, and the stuff, and other small details were discussed, but you did most of it on your own. I see. Sailors, you often worry like that. Wolf said it's hard to figure it out, how it all out, if you're not creative yourself. You had people help you with all of it. And also, hello there, Marcus said re and welcome back half. What? Alert emojis. Well, hello there, Marcus. Welcome back into the stream. Hope you had a good morning or afternoon as we kept going on and on with drawings and stuff, and great to have you back. And someone says, yes, Douglas, exactly. And Douglas says, oh, totally. Wolf, if I figure out on making a new character, I would totally work with more with someone, I think. I see. Normally let me drink my coffee that is probably cold by now. Yeah, it's very cold. Cold coffee is not good, by the way. It's actually disgusting. But I have it here, so I might as well drink it. Gotta get that caffeine, baby. Boy, does that suck. Because not only just cold coffee, it's cold black coffee, so there's not a single drop of sugar in there. It's cold black bitter coffee. Oh boy. Shadow says coffee is love, coffee is life. Shadow says cold coffee is delicious. Not so much. I mean, if it was an incredibly hot day and I had more reckless abandon, it might as well have taken it up, but it's not the case. But anyway, so I don't know how much sailors here had thought it up, but the idea is that we discussed a little bit about his character beforehand. What layer is this on? Oh, I see, it's on the body layer. But of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? So Sailors, he brought to me like, hey, this is this is how I want my character to be, and this is what I have in mind. Like concept wise, but visually wise, then we had to look up references of well, things all over the internet, see what we could find that kind of fit what Sailors had in mind, and then I could start working on something, knowing like, okay, so this is the goal, pretty much, the objective. Because most of the time though, people will not give any sort of, well, people will not have any sort of visual references to give, so they will do a description, which is alright, except that this one time well, by this one time I mean a few months ago, someone came to me and said, hey Doug, I have a character I want to create that I don't have a drawing or slash picture of, and I would like you to do the reference sheet for them. And I'm like, sure, I can do that, I do that all the time. Sure, tell me the details about your character, like the visuals and this stuff. And the person, boy oh boy, did the person go completely out of control. It didn't feel like they were writing like a descriptive figment of information to relate to someone who's gonna have to work with that. It felt like they were writing a novel. Because, dog flipping them, did they write way too much about what their character looked like. And they didn't even talk about what their character looked like. They sent me paragraphs of text, one of which had actual drawing information. The other paragraphs were like, ah, here, have these pictures, and they sent me like 6 other pictures from other characters but drawn by other artists, where they said, ah, so for the face I want you to do this, as seen in picture 1. For the body I want you to do this, as seen in picture 2, and on and on and on. And on and on and on. And boy, did I get a lot of text to read. And not that it's bad, you know, to go and be real descriptive with your character, but as for me, I don't work better if you give me more and more description. There's a point where there's just too much description going on. There's a point at which you go like, no, wait, that is too much information, and now it is starting to bamboozle me. So some things I think it's best to keep like in broad strokes. Some things like, they have this kind of body shape, this sort of, imagine they weight this much and have this height, so you can kind of see the proportions in their bodies. And they have this, they have that, and blah blah blah. And then when we have something going on, then we can start going on to the next part of the deal. So, for example, talking about colors and patterns when you don't even have a drawing of the character is like, why? Why even? You're just throwing in information that I don't need, and you're confusing me. And by confusing, I mean you're not helping. And Tiger says, not ice cold, like room temp is gross. Oh yeah. I mean cold, like actually cold coffee, like iced, might have been better, but yeah, it's temperature, room temperature coffee, which I had because it has been in here and been sitting here for a while. Because not only that, am I the slowest coffee drinker and food muncher in the world? If you give me something distracting, I will, and I promise you I will take forever to drink that beverage or eat that food. Which back when I used to go out with furries and to restaurants back in my hometown, they always kept saying my persona should be a cow or something, because of how lazily and slowly I keep grazing on the food instead of actually nomming on it and getting it over with. So now that I think about it, isn't this hairstyle kinda like the Geralt hairstyle from Witcher? Like the long flowing hair, but also just a little not hair to a little ponytail to hold on the hair that would otherwise fall on top of their faces and hinder their vision. I think that's the Geralt style. Might be. And Wolfie said, kinda yeah, unless it's iced coffee. Yes, if it's iced coffee, I guess it's like a treat in of itself, but room temp it's not so good. And Sailors, you said that you hope you're not that much to handle. Oh no, it's been a joy working with you. Like, I just made one drawing and you're like, wow, this is amazing. This other guy, I made a drawing. Then he said, no, this is wrong. And then he had me change it. Then I changed it. Then he said, no, these other things are wrong. Then I changed it. Then it says, okay, good. And then I colored it. And he said, no, these things are wrong. On the color. And then I changed the color. And then he said, no, these things are wrong, but in the line art. And he has asked me now to go back to the line art, which normally I don't go to the coloring until the line art is good. But go figure. Wolf says I tend to talk too much as well when you try to describe stuff. Figure that's better than too little though. I mean, being too descriptive isn't bad, like I said, so long as you're getting relevant information. If you give like information I'm not going to use right now, it shouldn't be there. Because this guy who got me to do this drawing, he sent me information like a character backstory. Like a huge ass paragraph just saying, oh, this is the backstory of my character. And that doesn't help me visualize the character at all. And one thing I normally do when someone like, oh, draw my persona, and they don't have reference pictures, it's kind of hard to get a read on their personality. So one thing I do is I ask the person to give me like 3 adjectives that describe their personas. Like, what are you? And then people tell me anything. They say like, my persona is cute, is happy, and is energetic. So I know what to go for from there. But this person asked, hey, give me 3 adjectives, and then they didn't give me just the 3 adjectives. No, they gave me an adjective coupled with like a 3-sentence long paragraph for each adjective, explaining how this adjective is in context. And I'm like, fuck, just stab my eyes already. Fuck damn you. And I realize I should not at all be talking about a commission that I'm still doing for a person that I'm still working with. I realize that is very unprofessional, but man, I'm sorry you guys, I should not be talking about my handlings with other people. But boy, is that stressful. And then you said, oh shit, I thought Grace was about to play because of the song's opening riff. But then you realize royalty-free music. Hell yeah. Gotta keep them royalty-free songs going on. And Stella says, I guess, but I had my long hair always like this. Wolf says you were a witcher, and Stella says you were under my spell. And Tiger says, it is kinda, yeah. And Stella says, oh god, I would feel so bad to make you do everything over and over and over again, and you love what you already did. I actually like this one too. But there you go. I mean, this is how you wanted the hair, right? I kept drawing, I forgot to ask if this is it. Like a little, just a little ponytail here. That is holding just the sides of the hair, and the ponytail part may be a little bit longer. I suppose it would be longer, yeah. kinda, what's it called again? The kind of length it would have had if it was just loose on the sides of the head. Then again, I never had long hair or been around people with long hair long enough to see how are the mechanics of long hair. I mean, my boyfriend, he when we met, he had very short hair because he had just cut it because he had just landed a new job. That's how we met, by the way. Then he never cut his hair again until a while ago. Until then, he had this very his hair kept growing and growing and growing until his hair was very long. And when it got like really long, all he did was kinda have a single ponytail at the base of the head, like down here. Just have a single ponytail to hold it all together. So he didn't do this Witcher style ponytail thing. So I wouldn't know what length this would go into, but I assume it's something kinda like this. Or maybe it doesn't even doesn't sticks back that much because of how much hair there is and how much it weighs. So I guess it would be like a smaller ponytail that kinda almost meshes with the rest of the hair itself. But you can see that it's a ponytail because its tips kinda hang out a little bit. Kinda like that, I would imagine. Maybe I'll look some references. And Tiger, you said it's okay that we all get stressed out on things. I know, but I shouldn't, because you know I decided to take on this job and say, sure, I will go and do your commission for you. I will come up with a reference sheet of your character. And I mean, it is completely disrespectful and unprofessional to be complaining about a job I'm currently doing. If I wanted to be talking about it openly like I was just now, the honorable thing for me to go and do is to go back to the commissioner, to this guy, and say, hey, I don't think we should work together anymore on this because reasons. Normally it would be something like Geralt of Rivia, I guess. Mostly because if a person asks you to change stuff like that, like they have, oh, okay, that's how it goes. Oh, I see. Oh, thank you, Geralt. Have just given me ideas. Okay. Because normally when you do something like you do a drawing and the person asks you to change it, and they keep asking you to change and change and change and change, kind of like endlessly, they're never really truly happy with how you're doing. There's two possibilities. First is that they eventually are gonna get tired of asking for changes, and they're gonna just say, sure, it looks good, but they don't really feel like it looks good. So if you finish it up, they're gonna take the drawing and say, hey, thank you, and here's your money, and then they're gonna go home and say, well, it's not like I wanted it to be, because this and this and this are wrong, it just didn't spoke up. So they're gonna have this drawing that they don't feel so much about. They're like, it's kind of okay, it's not fully right. And if they end up posting it or talking to friends about it, they're gonna down talk it, because they're gonna be like, this and that could have been better, but I didn't. And that is theoretically bad, publicity for me when they show someone else the art that I did and they say, I don't like this so much. They might not go into details on why, or they might, but if they say, hey, I got this art from Doug, but I don't like it so much, you're gonna think, hey, so maybe I shouldn't get art from Doug. Who knows? And the other reason is that they might not know what they want after all. So they're asking for changes, kinda waiting for you to randomly, unluckily figure out what they want. And if that's the case, you're gonna be at it forever, because you can't read minds. So when people keep asking for changes like endlessly, it's either one of those two cases, and if it's that case, then it's best off to say, hey, it's not working out and we should just call it quits. Otherwise it's gonna be stressful for both parties. That's one thing I have realized on commissions. Not to say that it's always like that, just that sometimes it does happen, and that's the issue. And if that's the issue, it's best to, you know, call it quits. Say, oh yeah, sure, I wasted like hours drawing these sketches and make alterations, but at least now nobody's going home feeling stressed or anything. So it ends up being better on both of them. Anywho, Sale says, if you do it, it's not as long as your loose hair, but it still touches your back. And it says, give me 5 quick details on your OC, Doug. What? What do you mean, Oni? Also, thanks for the bits, though. I don't know why the alert didn't go up. What it should have had gone up. What do you mean 5 details on your OC, Oni? You're gonna have to explain that to me, because I didn't get what you meant. And Solo says, I change my hairstyle all the time. Long hair is great for lazy people. Different styles without effort. I wouldn't say so. I guess it's actually, I think it's actually worse for lazy people to have long hair, because I have to take so much extra care of the things that are not your hair, such as, you know, cleaning the house. When my boyfriend had long hair, I had to keep cleaning the house so goddamn much. It was loose hair all over the place, over everything. And it was just like, why? There is so much hair everywhere. Then eventually it got like too long that even he was getting bothered by how long his hair was. He had to keep tucking it into a ponytail. Washing it during shower was not as fun because of how much hair there was. He also had to, whenever he took a shower, he had to wait forever for his hair to dry up. So he said, you know what, I'm gonna cut my hair. Then he got a haircut, finally. But goddamn, he did look good with the long hair, but it's too much work to keep and maintain it. So in the end, having a long hair wasn't the best. Also, I think it was better before. I think I'm ruining it. Shit. Let's give this another try. This time with more. I'm gonna go with my own style here. Let's see what I can get up on my own. Because that's what we needed. Just a little something to show that the hair is going there. There is a ponytail that is long and fits the entire hair scheme, but it's not actually a part of the thing as well. And I keep saying things instead of saying the actual things that they are. So it gets extra confusing, but don't worry, I got it. It's under control. The dog has done it again. There we go. Lovely hair, I hope. And Silas also said different styles without effort. And Wolf, you said, I don't know about that, it does get everywhere. If you are lazy, just shaving your head would be the easiest thing to do. And if you shave your head and grow a beard like I did, you also look very, very, very cool. Silas said, I mean, you can look at those Gerald pictures. They are actually pretty accurate how it looks for you. Your hair is longer than the Witcher hair though. I'd imagine. And Oni, what's up? And also, hello there, AC. Welcome back to the stream. We had disconnected. I don't know why, but we're back. And Oni says the Goodbye Bot didn't read your bits. The dog damn Goodbye Bot. Come on, Goodbye Bot. Read those bits. They were delicious. Oh. Okay, I don't know why it's not going on. Sorry. Sailor says, but with long hair you usually don't have to wash it as often as with short hair. Really? Really? I don't believe that for a second. I do not believe that at all. Huh. So it evens out that it takes longer to dry and all. I want to first says, plus you can put it in a bun. What if you have short hair and don't wash it? Well, same goes for me. Except that by wash it I mean I don't wash it with shampoo, just, you know, the water itself is a universal solvent, or so I have heard. They should do the trick. I want to first says, plus if you use a brush like Tangle Teaser, you can brush through it while it's wet and it dries much faster. I feel you on the hair everywhere thing, but like, I'm lazy so I just don't clean as much. Nobody does. Marcelo says it's okay, Doug, I know what things you mean. Sometimes things are pretty clear. And one of us says, plus I'm a wolf. Doggos and wolves leave hair everywhere. It's part of the deal. That is true. That we do. And Marcelo says, same goes for cats. And you love it, Doug. You wash your hair only every 3 to 5 days max, sometimes even longer without. And one of us says, DMI information, but when the long strands of hair gets weird places that can be annoying though, like between cheeks or foreskin. Oh my dog. 1 of 4 no. How long even is your hair? Dog them. And Wolf, you said, silly dog, you don't even have hair. What you're talking about? I know, I just saw all you guys talking about hair. I wanted to feel like I'm a part of the group and that I belong, but you're right, I don't have hair. What the hell am I even talking about? Not only don't I have hair, I also have a balding problem, because apparently it's genetic and everyone in my family has it, and I'm not going to be able to grow hair in the top area of my head anymore. So I should, from now on I'm gonna be pseudo forced to have a short hairstyle forever. That's alright, I don't really mind. I have grown so very used to having short hair that I don't really mind. There's a lot of people out there that are like, oh no, I'm not going bald, and they use hats or they keep growing their hair and it kinda looks weird, but I don't mind. You can just shave it all off and be like, haha, there you go. So Sailors, this is you. Apparently, a big, bulky, horned and hooved and fluffy-tailed cat dad. Who I have heard, is gonna make Wolf a very, very, very happy boy. And 104 says, it is like chew your butt, but like strands that just shed, you know. Oh man. In bed. And you have a balding problem too. My dog, what is it with the world that everyone has got a balding problem? God damn it. And Shadow, you said I have long hair because I wanted to donate it to a hospital, but now it's here growing and meh. Donate it, Shadow. Do it. There's a lot of kids out there who are possibly doing pretty alright without hair, but sure, go and donate as much as you want. Maybe sell it, I don't know. What do you do with hair even? But yeah, have fun. And Wolf, you said yush. And 104 says, but something that I hate is when I have shorts and then there is a strand of hair that fell off and just hangs on the shorts and slides against your legs and you can't find it, so it just annoys you when you walk. Oh, you poor thing. And Shadow says, I wanted to sell it, don't know where to though. Possibly a hair salon? They might buy those things, but I hear they don't buy it for much anymore, because you know nowadays growing hair is not as hard, and getting synthetic hair going is cheaper as well. So you might not sell it for much, but like you might get enough change to buy an ice cream or something. So yeah, you're gonna have to look around and see if you can find it. And Dagger says, "Hot sex cat dad." Yeah, you know it. I illustrate them the best dads out there. I hope. There are also other very talented artists out there who are much better than I am at drawing dads, but I do my best, and sometimes it shows. So this is it for today, everyone. We did a warm-up sketch. In fact, I had the foresight to save it before my computer went to shit and crashed on me, which is good because now I get to see the bartender doggo that I did much earlier on today, with suggestions from the crowd. Then the internet connection kind of got, I don't know what happened. It just fucked up. But now it's back, and then we worked a little bit on Sailors, so now I'll be coloring that and finishing a commission, the first in months. But then I'll do that off the stream because, you know, it's lunchtime. It's time to end this stream and do other stuff with life and shit. So this is the bartender doggo that I did, or wolf, or whoever, who is just waiting for a name. So give me your best name, and then I'm gonna be posting this on Discord and Twitter later on. Silas, you are so curious to see your new you with color in the future. Yes, you're gonna have to supply me with color information because I don't have any. I'm gonna need those color informations. And Annie, you're wishing for a stag dad. Stag sad or stag dad? Oh no. And Silas says, the bartender man, you love it. Wolf, what is this? This is what I did today as a warm-up sketch. It started like, let me show you guys the process. So, wait, where? So it started off as this guy. I kind of drew him just as a practice warm-up sketch, and then I said, you know what? I can make this pose a little bit more interesting and this face more expressive. So I made this into this. And then I said, you know what? This guy is missing legs. I bet I can make legs. So I went and did do them legs. And then people said, hey, he can't go around without clothes. He needs clothes. And then I said, sure, suggest me clothes. Then someone suggested that he went on without clothes. Someone suggested underwear. Someone suggested an Adidas tracksuit. And someone suggested three someones suggested a bartender outfit. So he got it all. So I got the tracksuit, the bartender outfit, and the tracksuit is kind of like chaps, so you can see his underwear. So there you go. And one of us says, yes, what is this? And Tiger says, no beefy stag dad makes only stag sad. Aww. And Wolf says, why does he have like sweatpants chaps. Yeah, I just explained the why. That's why. Marcelo says embrace it and don't question it. And Wolfie suggests Gregory. Tiger says hot doggo, and now it says Maim Kylum. Wolf, you like his expression, so you did both. Genius, pleasing everyone at once. Yes, also someone suggested socks, that's why he has socks going on. So he's gonna be called Greg. Actually, Gregum. Gregloom. Mix up those names. Because you know, I love when everyone suggests some things and I say, fuck it, I'm doing it all. And I come up with something really crazy. So this is Greglum, the bartender doggo guy thing, person, creature. Like I said, I'll be posting this later on Discord and Twitter and hoping for some hot likes. And for the, well, for lots of confused comments I'm gonna get. But other than that, thank you guys so very much for joining up on the stream today. Sorry about the disconnection that happened midway through the stream. I had very little control over that, but on the bright side, at least we got to do stuff today, like productive stuff, instead of just playing games. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow being a Wednesday, and Wednesday being the days at which people get wed, I suppose. I don't even know. But nonetheless, thank you so very much for being here with us. You delicious people, you. Silas says, enjoy your lunch, Doug, and this was really cool to see it live. Thanks for the stream. Well, thank you for, you know, considering me as a person to go and hire to do a drawing for you. I have a really bad track record of, you know, doing stuff. Because I take forever with my drawings, because whenever people say, hey Doug, do things for me, I always say, hey, I could do things for you, but there is a little however. And that however is that I go and do a comic, I do other stuff with life, I also have a house I have to tend to. It's not really that easy to just find the time to do commissions, but even then, you guys still trusted me with doing commissions. So thank you, Silas, for trusting me at my very hectic time frame. And Wolf says, yeah, that was fun, see you next time. See you later, y'all. Thank you so very much. Now it's raid time. Go check out Really Navi, who is playing Apex Legends just like everyone else. Check them out. Tell them that Doug sent you. If possible, spam the shit out of their chat with those Doug emotes that I know all of you have, because all of you are delicious subwoofers. And if you're not, maybe consider subwoofing to me. I'm such a friendly guy, and I certainly believe that I deserve all the support I can get, and you possibly, probably also would like to support me, so it's a win-win situation. But if you don't want to support me, that's okay as well, or can't. Don't worry. I still enjoy it very much, just being able to hang out with you guys. Thanks for being part of my life, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. See you later, and bye bye.